And in Jersey City last night, Democrats LaMonica McIver and Rob Menendez took direct aim at the Trump administration's stepped-up ICE raids, also warning of health care cuts and political redistricting they say could silence voters. Senior correspondent Brenda Flanagan has more on how the two also shared stories from constituents caught in the middle as they push back on what they call a deliberate strategy by the Trump administration to divide and intimidate.
Elections have consequences, and this is where we are at.
Democrat LaMonica McIver shared a stage with congressional colleague Rob Menendez talking about the Trump administration's impact on New Jersey. They discussed folks fearing health care cutbacks and communities here terrified by ICE immigration raids. Menendez called it a deliberate Republican strategy.
And that, to me, is one of the most challenging things about this administration. The cruelty, the bully pulpit, the flood the zone strategy is meant to get people to disengage.
People are being put against the wall in many different places and spaces, and so that is going to have a result, and so I do think things are going to get worse.
Back in May, both representatives tangled with immigration officers as they attempted to tour the 1,000-bed Delaney Hall Detention Center in Newark. McIver's pleaded not guilty to federal assault charges. During this so-called constituent dialogue in Jersey City, they noted New Jersey's diverse population and 4 cities with sanctuary status will make immigrants here ongoing targets.
We get calls every day, both of our offices, about how students have now been told, you got to get out. You got 48 hours to leave here. School's not even notified. And these are sometimes students who are studying to be doctors. They have specialties.
The Democrats noted more than 90% of detainees at Delaney Hall do not have criminal records and warned ICE is ramping up activity, deploying agents wearing masks.
LaMonica and I are on numerous pieces of legislation where ICE officials would have to identify themselves and not wear masks. I mean, that should just be a baseline thing that we have the right to use. So
A few dozen folks signed up to attend this chat. During summer recess, as members of Congress conduct town halls in home districts across the U.S., Republicans have sometimes struggled, defending ICE raids as a legitimate crackdown on undocumented individuals and explaining billions in federal aid cuts to Medicaid and SNAP as necessary to control fraud and abuse. In a high-cost state like New Jersey,
there's something called the working poor in America, where people are working every day, but they cannot afford, they have to decide between health care and prescriptions versus paying their rent and groceries. I mean, rent is high as hell. Once again, these are things that this administration they do not know about, or they just honestly don't give a damn.
Republicans in Washington wield a trifecta controlling House, Senate, and the Oval Office. But with looming midterm elections next November, the president's pushing red states like Texas and Florida to redraw their congressional districts, a highly unusual mid-decade maneuver that could create more GOP seats.
They're scared to death. And they should be, because people are going to try to vote them out. And because they're so scared, what are they doing now? Cheating. Going in and redistricting. Texas first up. Florida, we heard September. Missouri, they're up and coming. This is what they're doing to stack it so that they can have majority again, because they know they're in trouble come 2026.
But both reps acknowledge it'd be tough under New Jersey's constitution to launch an immediate redistricting initiative, despite Governor Murphy's tough talk about fighting back.
Each state has its own process for redistricting. Republican states have made it very easy for their state legislatures to redistrict at different moments in time. I think it's going to be difficult for New Jersey to do. I don't envision New Jersey doing it. But right now, there needs to be a complete mobilization effort in Texas and Florida. Any state that they're thinking about redistricting, they are trying to usurp the right of their citizens, right, from having fair districts.
For now, the Democrats' MO is attack Trump, but their larger challenge remains, trying to refocus and reinvigorate their scattered constituencies.